Muy buena gente de YouTube, bienvenidos a un gameplay de Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Bueno, vamos a jugar. Maldita pantalla de carga y el lag. Esto ya después del inicio, que es cuando llega el Strat y todo eso, loco así. El Sherlock Holmes está en una pared así, parando. Y ahí llega el... ¿cómo se llama este loco? El Watson, y le está disparando a ver Leon.
He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, el cuerpo sigue adentro. A ver. Anything you saw that night. Nada inusual esa noche.
Can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream.
A las 2 de la mañana, un grito.
He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Ah, ya, todo el tiempo cuando estaba... Ah, pistas... Esto, cameo. Ok, es cristiana. Libro, guantes, la pala no, las tijeras. Vale, a ver qué dice. Ya, la tarde.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well,
Qué frío.
Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Ah, era un borracho, vale. A ver.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Vale, ¿cuándo fue el
Do you
cuerpo
remember
encontrado?
at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Pobre. Vale, a ver qué pasa si le digo esto, todo se volverá más fácil.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
Ah,
He
igual
was
te digo.
different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
No sé qué hizo.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The
Ah,
shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
bueno, bacán. Vale, ¿tuvo
Was your
visitas?
husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Thank you, madam.
Vale, ahora vamos a revisar el cuerpo, si es que podemos.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Holmes. Holmes. Vale. Concéntrate. Nada. A ver, voy a mostrar. No, no se puede. Va acá. La raja. ¿Y ahora qué chuchas hago, po, weón? Vale, volvemos donde estaban las pisadas. Footprints.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Vale, a ver, tiene un zapato largo. Vale. Evidencia requerida. Vale. Vamos a hablar con el Lestrade.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Vale, vamos a revisarlo. Creo que le metieron una bala. O lo acuchillaron.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
¿Alguien está buscando
Sí.
el cuerpo? La wea. Vale. ¿Qué estoy buscando? Ah,
These
razón.
scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force
¿Cómo
open
sabe que
the
son?
door.
De pronto.
I swear
De...
these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Ah, weón, vino en la noche. Vale, a abrirla. A ver.
Terrible way to
Oh,
die.
shit. Vale, a ver. Veamos cosas que podemos usar del entorno. Tenemos arpones que podrían haber. Shelf. A ver. Un espacio en blanco. Ah, que hay
This
algo.
place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Vale, ¿y ahora qué? Así que le propuse de robar algo. ¿O qué? Vale, revisémoslo. Ah, no lo puedo revisar, ¿verdad? Dirty Glass. A ver, esto es interesante.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Ya las examiné. Abrirlo. Tabaco.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Ah, vale. Oh, la weá bacán. A ver, ¿y cómo hago esto? Ahí está. Ahí. A ver. Ahí. Hay que concuerden. Ahí está,
Yes.
es un
This is a
barco.
coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Ah, quiero un pescador, ahí está. Dale. Bueno, eso se me lo quedo.
Drank from this glass recently.
Ya, y de este
Someone
también.
drank from this glass recently.
Vale, me está diciendo wea hoy.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Dale, dice que estaba bebiendo antes de morir. Ahora vamos a examinar al muerto. Fue asesinado con sus propias
Peter
armas.
Carey was impaled to the wall
Qué wea.
by a whaling
Vale.
harpoon. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Ah, estaba vestido así que podría haber sabido que lo asesinó. O que lo iban a asesinar.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Vale, lo atravesó completo, lo hizo mierda.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Es fuerte y está en los 50. Vale. Examine corpse. Hay un cuchillo. A ver,
This wooden handle is plain and solid.
ya está llena de
This
sangre.
blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Ah, se trató de defender con el cuchillo. ¿A qué mierda iba a ser con un cuchillo? A ver, veamos la nota.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Vale, sangre.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Fue soltado después de que lo asesinaron. Abreviaciones.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Vale, me lo quedo. Tienen que haber más cosas. ¿Para qué la ve? Ah, vale. A ver. La caja. Estos dos. No sé qué tengo que hacer. Una del crimen, reducciones, vale, a ver. Vale.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Hay que organizar una emboscada por si vuelve. Tenemos otra persona, la esposa, la evidencia. No sé si nos faltará porque quizás para de los crímenes son más. Acá. Investigar el caso, sí. Inspeccionar la escena del crimen, sí. Organizar una emboscada, eso es lo que falta. Dale, Lestrade, vamos a organizar una emboscada.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Vale, ahora ¿qué hago?
find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Detrás de la cabina.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Vale. Qué bueno el juego. Es un estilo nuevo de juego. Si es que yo no he jugado a otros. Lo que no sé porque no los he jugado. A ver, vamos a ver qué pasa. Sneaky Bastard. Ahí viene alguien.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Alguien está tratando de entrar. ¿Quién es? A ver. Ahí está.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Vale, tengo que seguirlo.
Police! Hold it right there.
Lo tenemos.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocence? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
Le dije que era inocente, pero yo le creo.
It's evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
También está como dudas. Ahí veremos. Veamos los casos. Tenemos que ir a la Scotland Yard, que es ahí donde va. Continue. Me encanta este juego. Vale. Hay que examinar las pertenencias. A ver. Vemos con este señor.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Yo creo que va a pasarse por la evidencia antes de interrogarlo y sacarla y mostrársela y decirle que lo vimos. A ver, acá, esta es la evidencia. Sí, la sala de evidencia. Vale. A ver, ¿dónde están las cosas? Acá está.
These are the suspect's belongings. And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Hay que ver los archivos después.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something. But what?
¿Pero qué?
A handkerchief with the initials J.H.M. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Ah, ese lo usó, po. Dale. Creo que no he terminado la escena. No estoy seguro. Vale, a ver, vamos a la sala de interrogación. Esta es la sala de estar. Inspector Lestrade y Morgue. Ah, no, ni cagando, hoy creo. Quiero terminar con la interrogación. Vamos acá. ¿No?
Mr. Holmes?
Usted.